Hey, welcome back. WW Fly Corvair here. Today we're going to get a quick look at what's inside an oil pump. This is a stock Corvair case right here. Normally you see it with this cover bolted down over the outside. We're looking at the bottom of the engine right now. You remove the 6 bolts and that's what's hiding on the inside. It's the simplest of oil pumps. It's a 2-gear model and it's driven off the bottom of the distributor. If you look at it, it has a low pressure side and a high pressure side. I have a drill attached to it, and we're just going to watch how it turns. Right there is the correct direction of rotation. The oil travels around the outside and is deposited, and it is refused the ability to return across the middle. The stock oil pump works great in the car, but what if we want a little bit more volume in the engine? The more volume requirement is put on by having a 5th bearing installed, which we put on every flight engine. So how are we going to get a little bit more oil? A relatively simple procedure of the high volume oil pump. Enter the small block Chevy pump. This is from a small block 350 V8, made in the USA, milling oil pump. Another General Motors part. What does this have to do with a Corvair? Let's take a quick look inside. Right there is a strikingly similar set of gears. In fact, they are dimensionally nearly identical except for the length of the gears. Let's take a look at the gears separate from their housings. Over here we have the small block Chevy gear. On this side, the stock Corvair. The gears are identical in cross-sectional area. If you look at them, the only difference is the small block Chevy gear is 4/10 of an inch longer, providing a volume increase per revolution. Take a look at this and how closely these two systems resemble each other. They have the same shaft diameter, they have the same drive system. Very, very close. You remember this. Next time somebody tells you that Ferdinand Porsche or some other Nazi invented the Corvair motor, you can laugh in their face because it's a 100% General Motors design. Here we have the Corvair case with the small block Chevy gears installed. Notice they stick up above the surface. We'll get to that in a moment. The idler shaft has been replaced with a longer, brand new shaft. And the idler gear goes on it. Both of these stick up above the surface of the gear, and the gears themselves are 4/10 of an inch above the surface of the housing. Remember that the original cover was a 1/4 inch thick steel plate. Obviously that won't work here. What we're replacing it with is a CNC machined aluminum cover that has shaft holes, both for the idler and the rotating shaft, and a very, very carefully machined pocket. This is made for us by an aerospace machine shop. Every individual part, all approved, done right here in America. Before this housing is put on, Corvair oil pumps are clearanced with a gasket. The gaskets come in lots of different thicknesses, and that's what allows it to be set up individually. The housing is held in place with 6 grade 8 Allen head fasteners, all carefully installed, torqued, and then the clearance is checked and the pump is run with an electric motor to make sure that it is properly set up and ready to install. This is a look inside the Corvair's high volume oil pump. Again, we recommend it for every single Corvair flight engine, and the need is driven by having a 5th bearing, which it needs an additional oil service on the motor. We sell this as a complete, done, tested unit ready to bolt on your engine as part of the HV2000 rear oil case. Check your manual or our catalog for more details. Thanks very much. And if you like stories like this, remember, please subscribe. Thanks. We'll see you out on the flight line.